bioaffinity toric, bioaffinity multifocal. As you kind of fast forward into getting even more healthy and comfortable, the move toward a single use or a daily modality for silicon hydrogel lenses started happening, I want to say maybe 2013, 2014, around that time. And so, the challenge there with a single use or a daily modality would be that the silicon hydrogel compound or the silicon hydrogel material is more expensive, as you can imagine. It's just, if you can imagine what it's made out of, it's made out of a hydrophilic and a hydrophobic material, kind of like oil and water kind of together.
Yeah.
So one material is very soft and pliable, where the other one is not. And so, figuring out how to manufacture that material together at a low cost for a single use or daily lenses was a challenge. And so Cooper Vision came out with a My Day product, which is a premium product, kind of on the high end of the single use daily range of product portfolio. And they were able to compete there because they could manufacture it at a higher cost and charge a higher cost. So they marketed it and targeted as a premium type of lens, a higher end type of lens. They wanted to compete, across the spectrum in that portfolio, and wanted to compete at the more affordable or the average side. And they were, invested again in R&D to try to do so and get ahead of the technology. But then they kind of went back to their roots and said, it's cheaper for us to purchase this technology than it is to go ahead and keep on investing in R&D to do so. And they invest in a proven technology that works at a low cost. And so in 2014, Cooper acquired Southlawn, who had the technology for a single-use silicon hydrogel lens at a low cost. And they also had this full suite of portfolio of products, meaning they had a single-use lens and the full suite of portfolio, meaning they had a sphere, they had a toric, and they had a multifocal, which nobody at the time had the full suite of the single-use products. And so, kind of industry is moving toward, silicon hydrogel lens, more healthy, more comfortable, more oxygen permeable for the eye, and then it moved forward toward even more healthy and single use being more healthy in that you don't have to wash the lenses. There's no solutions required. You don't have to touch them. You wear them once, you throw them away. There's less intervention and chances for infection and so on and so forth. And so the single-use silicon hydrogel lens is kind of where the market moved then. And so for Cooper to compete specifically, they acquired the technology to do so in that space. Did that make any sense? Any questions about that?
No, that was super helpful. I mean, one thing that I just thought was quite interesting that you sort of spoke about a couple of times there was how buying technology was effectively cheaper for Cooper than continuing to invest in R&D.
Yeah, if you look at, and I can speak specifically about Cooper, obviously, because I know him pretty well. The former CEO, John Weber, was very much, he knew that he was very smart and visionary, and so he looked forward and said, we need to invest in R&D to stay ahead of what the pipeline is coming up, to stay ahead of the curve. So what's the next new technology coming up? Is it contact lenses that release drugs? Is it silicon hydrogel, single use? What was the next technology? So he really invested heavily at his time there in the R&D pipeline and what was coming up next to remain competitive. As he moved out of the company and moved on to greener pastures, Dan and Brian came in as a CEO and came from Cooper, and it was definitely, we needed to pull back because we've been investing in R&D. We haven't really got to the point where we needed to get to yet with a silicon hydrogel single-use product, and so the decision was made at that time to purchase instead of continue to invest in R&D, because we were investing in R&D for quite a long time over a long horizon, and it was hard nut to crack. I mean, at the end of the day, it was again an expensive material, but you have to figure out how to manufacture it at a low cost, and it takes time to do so. You have to get the lines, invest in the lines. It's a huge capital investment as well. Invest in the lines, get it approved, get it by FDA in the U.S. or any other regulatory environments, and so on and so forth. And so, at the end of the day, I think Cooper looked at it like